worlds ablaze, moments that steal the mundane's haze. No fear, no hold in this maze. Reach the peak of these wild days. It lives, Friday night lives. You die, but Friday night lives. Hosted by DEADPIT Radio, Stuntman Mark and Rambo Rap.
Well, shiver me timbers, bulls. We're back. Friday Night Lives yet again with Mark and Rambo. And we're going to be talking about whatever the hell y'all want to talk about, but also a couple of things, a couple of topics that I've got to, and anything else that the boys want to discuss. And also, I guess, fucking Dio, because we got a Dio thumbnail. I'll just do like, listen. These thumbnails that he puts up don't have anything to do with the shows. But in this case, it is going to have something to do with the show because I'm curious about one thing for certain. Yeah, Mark is on time.
I am.
He was able to get all of the cigarettes delivered to his different coworkers before he had to show up. That was nice. No, okay, so Mark, you have no idea though. And I'm not lying. I have been inundated with like requests for updates to this story. Like a bunch of different people have been like, are there any updates to this? Is there anything like left for him to talk about this? I'm like, I don't know. I'll ask him, but I don't think so. I mean, I think
yeah, watched the show from last week. I pretty much covered everything on there. I mean, the minutia doesn't really, it's not as funny to talk about or to laugh at or anything. It's nothing, nothing worth mentioning. All the best bits are probably in the last show and then the one before that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. No updates.
I was like, I think we've strung this out about as long as we can at this point.
I'm surprised anybody even cares, honestly.
No, I mean, there's several people that have been like, what's the, ending to this story? I'm like, I thought we ended the fucking thing. Like, I don't think he came back. Like, if he did, that would be amazing.
Oh, God, no. That he's banned. That's never going to happen. He's not coming back ever.
Well, what if he comes back to you? He's like, you know what? I love
how he shows up at the job, you mean?
It's like, you listen, man, I loved how you got me those cigarettes. I think we need a cigarette dealer now.
We need to bury the hatchet. I want my position back. I can totally see that happening too, by the way.
Yeah, I couldn't help him. I mean, it wouldn't be up to me. So he's asking the wrong guy.
But before we get started, let me go into the chat here real quick. So we got Radkins is here. Genre filmmaker Kevin Smith is here. It's always good to have him. Spirit Crusher Justin Smith. Go Lakers is here. Crash. Room MTL, whatever. Motionless Zombie. Pred's here. A lot of guys, a lot of familiar faces. Alex Sanchez and DJ Mexicana de Texas and Christopher Hambrick. Mozart's Ghost is always in the house, along with Beethoven's Corpse. Chaz Flicks. Alter Ego, bro. Goblins Incorporated, which is that'd be an amazing kids show. Goblins Incorporated. Be like Kids Incorporated, but with like monsters. The Mayor. We've already got questions in here, but let's see. Matthew Black's in here. Yeah, Marshall Cage. You must know that Marshall. Marshall is mad.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah. So let's get to
he's into martial arts. He's a good guy. He definitely knows his stuff, Marshall Cage.
Let's get to the thing that everybody's been waiting on, though, Rambo. Today is CK's birthday. And Erie Gut says...
Yeah, I see that now.
He says, rip one for West tonight.
Well, I don't know if...
He's running out of shit to tear up. I think.
Well, first off, happy birthday to Wes. Hope he has a good birthday. And I picked this just really to just talk about how awesome this movie is. Can we just talk about how awesome this movie is?
That movie is fucking
Stone
awesome.
Cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sally didn't do well when it came out. Kind of killed his career. He did a few direct-to-video films afterward, but still a great film. And I probably like this. This feels a little bit more in line with the movie, just how over the top it is.
Mm-hmm.
Same guy who directed I Come in Peace. But yeah, very fun film. Lance is great in it. So just
Craig Baxley, right?
William Forsythe is great in that movie too. I love
Yeah.
that
But
movie.
there's also a warning, Keanu Lorber. Don't get your britches up, okay? People liking what you do. Don't fuck around, find out. Don't be like some of these other guys. You said daylight was coming. You fucked up with Universal. So this is just a word of friendly warning, just in case you do something stupid.
Damn, there's just something about that gets me every time.
Because again, Keanu Lorber, don't fuck around, or you don't find out. I'm telling you, you get too big for your britches, you don't be in the ditches like all the rest. So I'm telling you.
What do you do with all these when you're done with it? You just burn them like in a pile. You probably got a pretty decent sized pile of slip covers now.
They just go in the trash.
Do you have any slips that you could at least rip up for shitty movies? Well, maybe I guess that's not a thing because you wouldn't buy movies you don't like, right?
Yeah, well,
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm not
Any
like
blind buys for like stuff like you thought might have been good, and then like
not ones that have
some
slip
shit?
covers.
Okay.
I stopped doing blind buys like 5 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not like you. Get a German 4K of a film I've never seen, and it's like this shit. I paid $80 for this.
Which one was that?
I don't know. I'm guessing there's one.
Definitely not a blind buy that was $80. Never.
Okay.
Mark, this is actually a pretty good idea, and I think this would draw a huge rating. So Matthew Black says, "Can we have that coworker on as a guest? Can we get him on the show and interview him?"
Oh,
He's so killer.
sorry, that's not going to be possible.
Oh shit. All right, so let's go ahead and get to some of the chat's questions. I've got a couple of topics here. Before we get started, though, I want to remind everybody, if you haven't watched the Adventures of Milo and Otis show that we did, Tragedies in Tinseltown, if you want to be sincerely depressed for a long period of time about animal abuse, then check that show out. I had absolutely no idea everything that went on in that movie until we did this show, and I had to do research about it, but it's really, really disheartening. So,
To say the least, yeah, I'm sure. That's
Jesus
not a
Christ.
feel good story at all.
Yeah.
Not unless you're into people football throwing cats off cliffs. No.
Right, yeah.
And it's still like you can still pick up on DVD. Like you still get on DVD, and
I don't.
bunch of horse shit.
It's really wild though, because there's certain movies when people talk about them, they're well known as being like, controversial or not to go around. But for some reason that movie escaped all that. I'm not sure how, but there's a very few people that know like the backstory of that movie. It seems like more so than any of these other movies that we've talked about. Like everybody knows the Twilight Zone movie shit, and everybody knows like Cannibal Holocaust and Salo and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, something about this movie. Maybe it's where like most people watched it as a kid and it seemed pretty harmless. Like there's not a lot known about that movie and the controversy behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, check that out.
I better not say anything because we did
Yeah. All right, so let's see.
Jesus
Got
Christ.
multiple questions here.
I'll just say fuck that movie. Fuck that movie and this fucking
Wait, let's let him go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, get out of your system, Rambo. I feel like it's just going to.
No, they probably listen. You don't use cats and kittens and puppy dogs. I'm sure. I hope there's a horrible room in hell for you. That's all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know it's Japanese, so they probably ate them too. But of course they
Well,
kill 'em, then they
I can
eat 'em.
tell you that, like, even though there is no real evidence around that, like, there's never been any kind of like real hardcore evidence about what happened on that movie. If you watch that movie now, you will have to ask yourself a whole bunch of questions about how any of that got made. I'll just say that.
And then everybody involved there is dead, so there's no one to ask questions for because the
Yeah.
directors are dead. So there's nothing.
Even if they ain't gonna talk about that, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they would
Yeah.
never say the shit that really happened on there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like nobody's gonna really say, "Yeah, we drowned like 11 of them, and we did this," and no, that's not gonna happen.
All right, so
Al Baldwin will direct the next one.
so let's do some lighthearted stuff rather, because that last night about killed my ass. Alter Ego Bro says, have you heard about any updates on Blumhouse's, The Mummy?
Unless it's canceled, I don't care.
No,
I haven't either. I guess I'll probably do it though now, right? Since Eggers Nosferatu did so well.
yeah, I mean, but Wolfman wasn't really a success, so
That's true.
Maybe not.
Have people already forgotten the Tom Cruise Mummy? Like that was bad enough. Do we really need another?
No. And well, I mean, you still got Frankenstein coming out, so maybe that'll reignite some interest. I don't know.
Because we need more fucking Frankenstein.
That's one. That is one character I wish would just fucking die. Any movie about Frankenstein that I've ever seen, modern movie, that has sucked ass. Let's be honest. Like, it's never been good. What's new? Hoblon says, "What's new on Saw being canceled?" I don't think it'll be canceled. Like, it might be delayed.
Yeah, I think it's just delayed. I think something else got moved into the slot, and it's still going to happen. Lionsgate is never done with Saw.
No, those movies make too much money, man, and they're too easy to make. Like, you can make one of those in 10 minutes. Like, you know what the plot's going to be, so it's
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever talked about like I hate Saw? I think I have, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay. As a matter of fact, I'd rather watch that new Final Destination movie, which I watched the trailer for.
Mm-hmm.
Did you all watch the trailer for that shit yet?
I did, yeah.
Not yet. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. Looked great.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Looked amazing.
I saw the teaser where the guy was it a tattoo place, and
that's funny because like none of that is in the trailer, so
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know. Maybe that's probably just something they're trying to make people forget about. I don't know. I guess the reaction was bad to that, or I don't know.
So I'll say I won't spoil any of it for you, but I'll just say this: there is a lot of CGI in that trailer.
Mm.
So
I'm not surprised.
Tony Todd, though.
Oh my god, dude.
That was sad. I mean, just seeing him in that.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I had the same feeling when I saw Sid Haig in 3 from Hell. Like,
that's
I don't
exactly what
I don't like that. Like, I understand what they're doing, but that just seems like wrong somehow.
Yeah.
Like, something about it is like that's not really how you want to see those people, right? Like, not in my eyes. Like, the last thing you want to see is that.
No.
What? I could get Kevin Spacey on the show. Yeah, that That is sad because I never want Kevin Spacey on this fucking show. I'm probably going to get this sooner than later. There's a couple on there that I've been like waiting to see if they like go down or if they put them on sale or something like that. That's one of them. That one is a pretty notorious film, so I'll probably get that along with the Seventh Curse together at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably spring for those as well. I mean, we're almost there. We're getting to the halfway to Black Friday sale. Seems like it's going to be right around the corner pretty soon. So
yeah,
I'll probably wait till then.
Yeah.
Lucas Green's got a super chat. He says, Matt, Mom enjoyed the Lilo and Stitch commentary. She doesn't mind your cursing. If you could be any other fictional alien race, what species would you be?
One that fucks a lot. Whatever race that is.
What alien race fucks a lot?
I don't know. Those ones in Dude, Where's My Car? But those are chicks, but that was one. Okay, it's what alien race?
I don't know. Does Superman count?
Yeah.
I'd like some of his abilities.
Technically, that's an alien.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what mine would be,
yeah.
though. Those fucking aliens in bad taste. That's who I want to be. The one with the ass busted out of his khaki pants or whatever. Hobbling around.
Oh, we need to get that. Somebody's got to put it up.
Dude, that movie is amazing. Like, for what you can tell, it was shot for nothing, and it's just such an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
We'll never probably see it on anything other than a DVD, but
Yeah.
I guess I'll answer as Xenomorph. That way people don't let me just leave me the fuck alone.
yeah. I don't say fuck with you.
Yeah, I just want to be left alone. They looked at me and they just walked the other way. So just leave me the fuck alone. I want to stick this up your ass.
You could be the face hugger.
Well, it's the same thing. It becomes a Xenomorph. So,
Well,
Sure.
I mean, you were talking about getting laid a lot, but I mean, it kind of inserts the thing in everybody's mouth. That's probably the closest you'll get, I guess.
sure.
yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
Matt.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did you know the dumbasses at Warner Brothers removed the original Looney Tunes from HBO Max?
No, but I'm not surprised. They probably thought it was too. I don't know why, honestly. Well, yeah, dude, they removed Pepe Le Pew because he was an assaulter, but then they put what was it, Clockwork Orange in that Space Jam too.
Here's the thing that I've noticed that
Of
Hollywood sucks at is like having any kind of context for humor or anything like that, or like a time period or anything of that nature. Like they fucking just don't have any clue. They think everything should fit into like today's bullshit, like woke PC standard. And it's like, man, you know, stuff made, what was that, 70 years ago or something? Like, that's not how it works. Like, that's not gonna.
And it's not just
Translate.
Warner Brothers. We talked about this before. Crocodile Dundee, they showed it and it got edited. And it was for the scenes you mentioned, the guy who's dressed up and all that.
Hmm.
So they cut that stuff out. And you've mentioned before French Connection, edited dialogue and stuff.
Babysitting, that was edited. That pissed me off because it's really nothing. It's like one scene with some dialogue they cut completely out. And I'm like, why? Like, it wasn't even that bad.
No.
So,
Yeah, it seems like more and more that's happening. I was watching something on Peacock. This was months ago, but you guys saying this just made me think of it. And there was pieces of dialogue that was cut out, and I wish I could remember the movie right now. But I was like, what the fuck is going on? So, I mean, it just goes to show, like, streaming is not the way. It really isn't. Got to get that physical media, man, if you want to watch and enjoy your stuff in its entirety.
Zach of the Dead says he's excited to see the new Beyond. The more they show, the more I'm impressed. I'm excited about it too, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long time since I've seen that one, so can't wait to see that composer.
Does this look infected? Says, did you see that Will Smith dropped a new album and it has some Chris Rock disses? It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if the strategy works out for him.
I didn't know about the Chris Rock stuff, but I did see something about him coming out with a new album. Yeah,
Dude. Okay. If you look back at that moment, I watched that when it happened too, which is the really weird thing. It's like one of the few times I've watched the Academy Awards like live and just happened to watch that one. People forget about that whole scenario. After that happened, people were applauding him.
Mhm.
And like he got a standing ovation. And when he got the Oscar, like they let him stay, they let him go up there and get the Oscar. He got a standing ovation.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until after all that shit happened, like the next day, basically, that everybody was outraged. Like when it happened, everybody was like, "Oh, that's amazing." He stood up for her, and like it's like, dude, y'all are fucking crazy people up there. Like,
well, I mean, were you in the camp that like thought it was staged or fake or something like that?
Something about the slap itself looked like a goddamn wrestling slap to me. Like, so at the beginning, I was like, "Is this a joke?" Because it looked fake. It looked like a work punch or like a work slap. You know what I mean? Like, you never really saw it connect. You just kind of like.
So I saw that like right after it happened, they were interviewing actors and actresses on the red carpet, and they were mentioning the moment, and some people thought it was staged. Like they're like, yeah, that's part of the show. Other people were like, well, I was waiting for the punchline. I thought there was something else going to follow up with that.
That's how Will punches, because he's a bitch.
Here's the problem with that, though. In my opinion, is like if that all goes out the window when he starts screaming at him from from his seat, right? So up to that point, you might think that's a joke or something, but then he's starts cursing on a live fucking broadcast, like, you know. And so at that point, you kind of know something's real. And I don't know. I just think those people are nuts.
I could only imagine like the production truck. They were like scrambling around, like trying to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that you like that was kind of the real. Like Hollywood's been dying for a while, but that was kind of like the death nail. Like after that happened, it all kind of went shit, man. Like I just can't take that shit seriously anymore at all.
No.
Super chat though from Rapid Kirby says, as a person surrounded by folks who are fearful of cats, I'm super glad and thankful they don't go around hurting them over such phobias.
If they're afraid of cats, what are they, pussies? No pun intended. But how do you afraid of a cat? They must go watch. Don't show them that movie Strays. Timothy Busfield. Fucking
yeah, or Uninvited.
At least that's something I can get behind. Not just like regular cats. And then Timothy Busfield's like, I'm just like, I mean, hey, teach their own. I don't get why people are afraid of cats, but hey, I mean, it's not like the. Well, I mean, you'd be afraid of sleepwalkers. That's how shitty that is.
Hey,
can I take a second? Hey, he's not wrong though, Mark. Can I take a second to just say how stupid again it is for a fucking cop to have like a partner cat? It just so happens, just so that plot point can exist in that fucking movie.
Maybe he was allergic to dogs. He couldn't have the canine unit.
He's allergic to dogs. Yeah. Oh God. I saw the poster or something for this recently, and I'm like, I can't believe they're actually going through with this. So, if people remember, this was supposed to be a trilogy, and Rennie Harlan directed the remake first one, and I watched it, and it's fucking pointless. It's like one of the most pointless things I think I've seen in a while, because it's just almost like a straight shot for shot remake of The Strangers with all the good shit from the actual Strangers that you remember cut out. And now they're making this because that movie didn't make money. And so now we have to sit through more fucking Strangers films.
Yeah.
Well,
mean,
you have to.
Yeah, I mean, they will send it to us to review. Sadly, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, Rambo, you're going to get that request soon. You just
I didn't
wait.
get it for the first one, so I lucked out on that. So that's you're gonna be your loss. Watch that fucking. Because apparently the first one wasn't much either. Chapter
No,
1. I
for-
mean,
oh my God,
Mhm.
no. You could just completely tune that out and you wouldn't miss anything. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. Tony Todd looked bad.
that's something to look forward to. I'll watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, you mentioned you saw the poster for that. I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer poster.
I saw it too.
I saw that poster.
Yep, it's coming in July. We're going to get a trailer pretty soon.
So you see what's happening though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's like they've run out of shit from the 80s. So now
Legacy
it's like the
sequels are-
90s.
Legacy sequels are running wild.
Yeah.
Valentine is next, bitches.
I think for a couple of years now, they've been kind of moving in the industry where they're just going to rip off everything from the 90s. And yeah. So Urban Legend will be in there somewhere soon. All these movies that, that might have been 2000, but still, that's close enough. They'll fucking have it on there.
Yeah, no, the first one was 90s, so yeah, it'll happen.
Super chat. What are y'all's favorite 80s pop songs? I mean, hell, I could go on forever about that.
80s pop songs. I would say like ones involving. I mean, I'm trying to think like. Well, I mean, some stuff involving Michael Jackson I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I want to make sure because I keep thinking like. Let's just look at a list.
I mean, there was a lot of like good new wave songs that I liked in the 80s. A lot of Devo stuff, but I also liked a lot of the like really kind of like kitschy kind of pop stuff like Outfield.
Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears was good. They were really good, actually. Like non-ironically a good band. Like
okay, I'll mention one. Glory of Love.
Glory of Love. Yep.
I like that one.
I always like the Eddie Money too.
Yeah, Eddie Money's good. Bad English. When I See You Smile. Don't mind that.
When I see you smile.
I'm a Bon Jovi guy. I'll admit that. So I guess some of his stuff. Well, that's not pop. So I'm trying to see. I keep going back to rock and stuff because I'm so used to.
Well, yeah, that's mostly what I did listen to from that era too. I mean, what the hell would be considered pop? And they're like fucking the Bangles or something. Like what? I guess that's like, yeah. I mean, I'll say this: all those songs are better than anything coming out right now.
They're really auto-tuned or something.
Oh, that's the worst shit ever. I hate that.
I mean, is that kind of true? Like everything's like auto-tuned to hell and back?
Well, like
not as much as it was when they first started using it, but it's still around in some form.
You know what I hate worse than that, though? If I'm being honest, worse than auto-tune. There's this new trend. I guess it's not new, but it's really caught on now. Of just like female and a few male indie folk people just singing out of their fucking journals with an acoustic guitar. And it's like Phoebe Bridgers and what's that one chick's name? God, Lana Del Rey. All these people that just this wispy kind of indie folk music that has no hook. See, that's the problem, right? If I'm really going to go off on a rant here, I'll tell you what the real problem is, in my opinion, with music today. It has no hook. It just goes on and fucking on. Like it's just somebody saying like you literally wrote down something in your diary and you're just like over top of an acoustic guitar, like singing it.
Mhm.
And it's like there's no hook.
Mm.
You're just singing verses and shit. You might get to a chorus every now and then, but the chorus is not even interesting. So it may change, like it may not change key. And it's like music has to have some sort of hook. That's what makes it listenable. Like the vocal hook, the guitar hook. It could even have a drum. It has to have something
Mhm.
that makes you want to continue to listen to it. It can't just be like repetitive lyrics and shit in the same chords played over and over. That's what it's gotten to at this point. And people love that shit. Oh my God, they go crazy. Like,
Well, I mean, that's what, saturates the market, and like that's what's considered music, so people go with it. And I mean, hardcore fans probably like go back to the older stuff, but I don't know about the younger generation. I don't know what the hell they're listening to. Kind of feel bad for them.
they listen to shit but TikTok. That's what they're listening to. Whatever is getting played on TikTok is part of a challenge or some sort of goofy shit that's going on there. Like, I really do think people are losing all kind of like sense of music. Like, people don't listen to albums anymore. They listen to fucking just like, I mean, younger people. I'll put it that way. They listen to fucking shit that's on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
God, I feel old. But I completely do stand by the fact that I think the worst part about music these days is it doesn't have any kind of catchy like hook to it. And it's unlistenable for that reason to me. Like, there's no reason to listen to it. If I want to hear people whine, I'll fucking just, I'm gonna hear that any day.
Yeah.
Snow White didn't bomb because of stupid cultural reasons. Little Mermaid had the same thing, yet did nearly 300 million in US. It flopped because people are finally sick of Disney remakes.
Well, also flopped because it looked like dog shit.
Yeah, there's a ton of reasons I think that movie flopped. But I do think that like part of it was everybody kind of knew what they were getting into with it and didn't want to go see it. Like, they just didn't have any interest. And Rachel Ziegler really hurt that movie quite a bit.
Yep.
Not just shutting up. Let's see here. I'm way behind in the chat as usual.
Yeah, I got quite a few super chats.
Low budget flick that surprised me recently was Blue Vengeance from '89. Have you guys seen it?
Blue Vengeance. I'm gonna look that up.
I
Not
don't
the top
think
of my
so.
head.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I haven't seen that one either. Have you guys heard of the film Locked with Anthony Hopkins and Bill Skarsgård? Damn it!
Yeah.
Can somebody please stop Bill Skarsgård from making movies for a while?
He won't. I don't know. His fucking agent must be like God or something. He's just in every goddamn thing that comes out.
I think
Mark
Mark
I wouldn't mind it if the movies were good, but they're all bad. So it's like, what were you gonna say, Matt?
I said, didn't you and I talk about that film, or maybe we're just bitching about Bill Skarsgård or something?
I think we were talking about that one in particular, yeah, or maybe both.
He's one of those guys that just, like you said, needs a break and a half, man. Like, it's like Aquafina. Just leave us the fuck alone for a while.
I don't think Aquafina's in nearly as many movies as them damn Skarsgårds, though.
Well, true, but I guess
he's gonna burn his career out, though, man. Like, he is like way too oversaturated right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's a film where Anthony Hopkins plays another psycho. I mean, big surprise.
Right.
He's never played a psycho before,
Never happened.
Never.
I did see Hard Eyes. I really liked it. Matt, have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
You'll see it soon. I'm sure somebody will request it.
They will.
Mark was 50-50 on it. Yeah, I mean, it's got its issues, but I liked it. If I had a pet sheep, it'd be Will Smith. It's killer. Well, buddy, I'm sorry. You want me to refund you money for you? I don't know. Let's see. We got another super chat. I hate that Danny Steinman's commentary was partially edited out of the Scream Factory Blu-ray. Well, I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me because Danny Steinman is like the furthest thing away from PC than I could ever imagine. So I can only imagine what he said on that commentary. Which is that's another
have
example.
to check it out now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even try to listen to it yet, but I guess I will have to now.
You know what? That's actually, now that you said that, Business of Fear, that's surprising. They did the same thing to John Carpenter's The Thing. That commentary is edited from the DVD. Because like there's a story him and Kurt Russell talk about, I forget what it is, something you do with alcohol. There's a certain phrase, they edited that out. Any mention of Laserdisc, they edit out. There's the joke where they go, the guy, T.K. Carter, and like, he thought everybody was racist, but it was like a joke. They edited that out.
Mm-hmm.
You can look online, like people
compile what they took out.
Yeah. So the DVD has the full commentary, but they edited it out on the Blu-ray for Stream Factory. I mean, why?
Because they're bitches.
That's not even...
I mean, they really are, though. Like, they're just... Scream Factory is just a big... They're almost like the Walmart of, like, you know, these boutique releasing labels. Like, they just... They're not really like that type of label anymore. Like, they've gotten too big to the point where they've got to act like and do shit like that now. Not to mention the fact, I mean, if you're thinking about buying something from Scream Factory, just don't anyway, because it'll come halfway fucking destroyed if you get it. So, I mean, there's that part of it. It'll come with grease and like shit. Looks like you ate a bucket of KFC while they were packing the damn thing.
They're taking the time to fuck with commentaries, but not doing quality control on like the releases or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This is a great question. Puss Meow says, what's the last Best Picture winner that you actually liked? I'll have to do some research on this because I don't even know what the Best Picture winners were.
Well, I know mine. This one you hated. Sausage Finger movie. Everything.
Yeah, fucking your fingers.
Everything Everywhere All at Once I actually quite liked, but I know you didn't at all.
Well, I think the one that I picked, I don't think you liked, Rambo, which would be Oppenheimer, which was the 2024 one. Yeah,
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
So there
I saw that movie in theater and liked it. So, I mean, that's pretty new.
Same here.
Let me look at this real quick. Okay, let's go through this list and you tell me if you like of the last like 10, 15 years of these Best Picture winners, you tell me what your thoughts are about the movies, okay? So, Anora from this year, what are your thoughts?
Haven't seen it, to be fair.
Liked it. Don't know if it should have been Best Picture winner.
All right. Oppenheimer from last.
I enjoyed the film.
Boring as shit.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I thought it was creative. I thought the martial arts scenes were great. I liked the actors. Bit too long, not big on the ending, but overall, I appreciate its creativity. I liked it.
I thought it was shit. All right. Mark?
Just meh on it. Thought it was a bit overrated. Yeah, not really my thing, but you know.
All right. Coda? I've never seen that movie from 2021.
Never
Don't
seen
think
it.
so.
Nomadland from 2020. Never seen it.
Don't think I did.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Parasite from 2019. That was a pretty popular one.
Yeah, that was a bit
Overrated as fuck.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say the same thing.
Doesn't make any sense. Like, wasn't like they like make a separate place in the house, under the house to live there, and no one fucking noticed. And
Yeah,
I thought that was
it's. I mean, they're frogging basically, but like, I don't know. I thought it was overrated, honestly.
play Frauder instead. Fuck it.
A lot of these, I haven't heard of these next ones. So Green Book from 2018.
I've heard of Vito Mortensen. I think the guy who was going to be Blade, Mahershala Ali, was in it. I haven't seen it. Heard of it.
The Shape of Water from 2017.
This is okay. It's like women having sex with fishes.
I mean, that's gotta be classic.
Del Toro.
Yeah, I mean, I like the look of it. It's a great looking film. So, I mean, for Best Picture, I mean, that's fine. I don't have an issue with it.
It's fine.
Moonlight, not Moonlighting, which was killer, but Moonlight.
Another
2016.
Another overrated. To watch what I say just because of what that movie is. People, everybody takes everything the wrong way, so it's like I can't. It's overrated. I'll just say that. Let's keep it short.
All right, and finally, from 2015, Spotlight. I have seen that one. I didn't think it was. I mean, the subject matter is, you know, it is what it is. But like, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't stick with me for sure.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about the subject matter.
Yeah. All right. So moving on though, Freddie Lit says 1.5 for Snow White on IMDb is just.
Yep.
I got in on it when it was at a 2.3, and I was like, "This is insane," because movies just don't get that low.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or especially early on. They're usually higher early on, and then they go down. But like 1.5 right now is insane.
The last big movie that I remember being like pretty high and dropping off ridiculously was Joker 2.
That would make sense, yeah.
It was pretty high up there, but then like once everybody started seeing it, it dropped really far down. I think it's in like 5.3 or something like that. It's in the fives, low fives.
Too high.
Hopium says The First Strangers does not hold up whatsoever. I watched it the other night. I mean, I don't like either one of them, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't like the original Strangers, and I definitely don't like the fucking Strangers remake. But I mean, at least the original Strangers had like a couple of scenes you could point to and be like, you know, that's memorable, but not really the case with the Strangers remake at all.
When I saw The First Strangers, I think I said this before, it just, the plot was watch two assholes until they die. Just wait for the two assholes to die.
Yeah.
And I didn't mind the sequel because it had really nothing to do with it. I thought it had a little bit more style. The Prey was a Prey at Night.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it for what it was. I didn't see the new one. It looked like the same movie. Was it or was it not the same movie as the first?
You mean
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, it was pretty much exactly the same movie.
Great.
I still couldn't figure out why they did it. Like, other than to just introduce it to a new generation, maybe, like, to try to get it out there to people that are younger. Same movie.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz? I actually love both those movies, but I prefer, I guess, Shaun of the Dead. I mean, that's a tough question because they're both great in different ways.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like both. I'll go with Shaun of the Dead.
Probably Shaun of the Dead, but Hot Fuzz is so damn good.
Oh, Lord. I did not see this, but apparently Don May announced that the Prom Night 4K and the Frankenhooker 4K are almost done.
Wow.
Cool.
That's cool.
I will not pick up Prom Night.
I was going to say the same thing. I swear to God.
I will not pick up Prom Night.
I don't care.
I know people like that film. I could never get into it.
think it's incredibly overrated, even for the fact that like it's mildly liked by a lot of people, but even I don't even think it's that good. But and honest to God, like I much prefer Terror Train. And like everybody
I.
shits on that
Me
film,
too.
but like
I fully agree. I much prefer Terror Train. And the thing with Prom, I mean, not to get off track, but with Prom Night, not only because it was darker, you couldn't see much, but Jamie Lee Curtis was never in jeopardy because if you know the plot, there was no way she would be in jeopardy without giving away the plot. You know,
Right.
And then like Leslie Nielsen, he's a pretty important character when you find out what's going on. He just disappears. He just got into a black hole, or like he just disappears. Where did he go? I never understood where he went. I'm like, when you know where the story's at, he's like the important character. If you know, like he could be involved. Like he's just not there for some reason. I don't know. Weird stuff like that to me.
it's something. There's something about it. There's something about that movie that's just.
I never understood the popularity.
I think it's boring, and I think it's nonsensical, and I don't really like any of the characters in it. That's probably a huge part of the problem.
Yeah.
I did, and I honest to God think that guy is largely responsible for a lot of the fucking shit that people do now. Like him and guys like him made that genre of music that I was talking about earlier, which is just like read from your diary rock or read from your diary folk or whatever the hell it is, music popular. And no, I didn't like go out of I was present there against my will. Does me.
I was trying to like, who the hell that Bright? Okay, that's Bright Eyes.
Watching the Night of the Creeps 4K. I love the Tom Atkins speech he gives to Spanky about him killing the. Yeah, I do too. There's a really cool speech, not the speech that everybody like remembers, like the good news and bad news speech.
Right.
There's a really cool speech he gives in the middle where he's just like, I think what makes it cool is he's like off in his own head and he's not really paying attention to what anybody is saying. And so he starts talking about how he killed this guy and buried him underneath, this building and everything. And then like one of the guys, I think Spanky is like, should you be telling us this? And like, he just completely like doesn't hear that and keeps going on with the story. And like the way he does it is just, it's fascinating. I love that part of the movie.
And you were saying that 4K is not really worth it, right?
It's not. I don't think it's that good of a transfer. No.
So I saw somebody on Reddit. I was just going through, and they posted screenshots of the 4K and then the Blu-ray for a ton of their movies, and they were saying that like they're not trying anymore, and the quality has went down on their transfers. And
when I was watching it, I was like, it has basically the same quality as a Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's enough difference you could even tell unless you were watching on like an 80-inch,
Matt, you don't buy many Scream Factory 4Ks. So, well, maybe I'll ask this to the chat. Have you guys in the chat noticed that? Has Scream Factory dropped in quality for 4Ks? Are they worse than what they used to be?
I'll just say this, that I've heard that from other people that it has dropped, that they bought it and they don't see much of a difference. I've heard from other people that say the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That there isn't much difference. And I mean, when they released originally, they did a new scan already, didn't they?
Most of the time, from what I remember. Yeah. Well, I guess it would depend on some of the movies. I don't think every single release, but I would say most of them. But granted, I stopped following Scream Factory stuff pretty hardcore after like, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, intermittently I catch some of the stuff that comes out, but like back in the day, like when they were putting out stuff early on, like the first few years, I think even everybody in the chat, like those were titles that weren't getting releases elsewhere. and they were loading those releases down with features and again, really good scans and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Horde Film says the 4Ks that he's got look great. Let's see. Differences between Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, My Bloody Valentine is one of the few that I've got. That did look good. But again, that's one. Is one I would say is not a great upgrade.
You mean the film or?
You should have known that was coming.
But why? I mean, is it pure laziness, or is it, or they just don't know what they're doing? They just think they're doing a good job, and they're just bad at their job, or just they know they're doing a bad job and they're just being lazy. And
well, I mean, I think maybe some of it is the fact that it was already like a 4K scan, and then they're putting that scan over, and then I guess that the only addition with their releases on the 4K is the HDR uptick, but I guess that's not doing much. So people are seeing like a similar, picture. I don't know.
I mean, if I had to guess, man, I would say that like the company that was once Screen Factory is not the same company. Everybody that was there is pretty much gone. All those people have been replaced by new people and new management, and like I don't think they give a shit about any of that stuff, to be honest. They're just trying to get shit out as quickly as possible for as cheap as possible. From what I can see. Trivia question, man. What is the name of Raph's bike? Damn, this is a whole trivia question. A, the turtle cycle, B, the shell cycle, or C, the sewer cycle?
B, shell cycle. They weren't really that imaginative. I love the show anyway. B, shell cycle. Hope I get some when I win.
Fred asked, "What's my thoughts on the first Alien film? Since that one is true horror, Alien is horror. The older I get, the more I like that film. So that's the best way I can explain it. Like when I was like younger, it was Aliens like all the time, right? Like that was the one that I always went to. And it's like the older I get, the more I can appreciate it because it's a slower movie. It's a lot slower and it's a lot more atmospheric. And I think you have to be like a certain mindset or a certain age to enjoy that more than like just nonstop action, which is Aliens.
Yeah, it was great fun watching with you guys a while back, the first Alien.
Oh yeah,
on the channel.
It's one of those movies I could watch anytime, really.
Yeah,
great movie.
It would be cool if they did. This is from Bobby. It would be cool if they did a Willy's Wonderland sequel. I agree. It'll be called Wally's Wonderland, and it will take place in an amusement park. Nick Cage janitor will be the same from the first film.
I'll be honest, I would watch that because
I would do.
That's a film I was pleasantly surprised. Because obviously you all know this in the chat because you follow the horror news. They have the new Popeye movie that came out, which I didn't see. They're doing movies like that that's trying to be that same vein of being goofy and silly and over the top and supposedly fun. That one just felt like you had competent people that knew a bit what they were doing and felt a bit more genuine in its being fun, while this other stuff just feels a bit soulless. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I mean, it's Nick Cage doing his thing, and it's every once in a while you get that Nick Cage gem, and that one was a pleasant surprise. I'll have to agree. I did enjoy that one.
For everyone like that he makes, though, then he goes and makes like a Renfield or some shit. It's something you got to sit through that, like.
I like Renfield except that one fucking bitch. Not the water. I don't even drink Aquafina water because of her. I'm drinking fucking Hill Country Fair instead.
What's the one with where Lance Henriksen was his dad?
Nick Cage is dead?
Yeah, and like everybody was going crazy. What's the name of that one? I had fun with that. Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty good. You're right.
I liked that one.
Killer Nerd says, Matt, thanks for talking about Uncommon Valor from a few chats ago. I remember it being one of my dad's favorite movies back in the day, and it brought back memories.
Cool. I'm glad you watched it again. It's classic for anyone who's never seen it or hasn't seen it in a long time. Very touching, great. It's action, but it's a drama and a wonderful cast. Definitely worth a look.
This sounds 100% like it could be happening.
Yeah, because they asked John Carpenter about it. I don't know what he said, but they did ask him about it.
He probably said he didn't care as long as he gets paid.
I guarantee that's what he said.
Yeah.
Kino Lorber is a lot better than Scream Factory. That's not even close. And right now, in my opinion, Planet CH says Scream Factory's finger looking good. Yeah.
Hope you're doing well, Christian.
I have heard this too, that they may be bringing back Dewey in the next Scream film.
Oh yeah, he is. He was cast. I mean, whether it's a flashback scene or whatever, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of dead characters apparently making a return.
I'll be honest with you, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of those Scream movies. I don't care who they bring back, who they kill, who shows up. You know, they could bring back a fucking CGI Marlon Brando, and I wouldn't give a damn. Like, I'm so done with that.
Marlon Brando for a Scream film?
Yeah, you just bring him in there.
I would only assume the plot would have to be either like Wes Craven's New Nightmare, where they're the actors playing themselves, or it's a big AI using different people, different voices to hide their identity. Because I don't see what else it could be to have that many dead people in it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And I don't give a shit.
I don't fucking either.
Scream died a long time ago.
That's true.
Jeez, there's more. Think of it.
Wait, did Uncle Bill froze? Okay. I thought it was just me.
No, I think you did.
You're freezing.
And I couldn't hear what you said.
What did you guys think of It 2017? It's one of those movies where I just don't understand what anyone liked about it. Pennywise was shit the whole time. Stephen King shit is what I call it. Okay, yeah, you're moving fine now.
That's a movie that like did with multiple watches and like time. Because the more I watch it, the more holes I see in it, and the more I don't like Bill Skarsgård or whatever fucking Skarsgård's in that movie. I don't care.
You're right, Bill Skarsgård. It's one of those films where I still like the 1991 better. And the stairs get so overly telegraphed. Just name one example. There's a scene with a projector. Cool idea, cool build up. But then they ruin it when they have a giant Pennywise coming out like a dinosaur, ready to eat the kids. And I'm like, okay, you went too far. That was just goofy and stupid, not scary. Or some of these fears that the kids have could be scary, but then it's just a bunch of CGI, this CGI painting with the crooked face, and I don't find that scary or creepy. I just find that silly, and the effects weren't that great either. So the kids, some of them were fine, but other than that, yeah.
I think it's just like when you go back and watch it, the first time you see it, it's all kind of like new, and it's like a new coat of paint on it, and it seems like I don't know, something about it. When I first watched it, I was kind of impressed with it. And you go back and watch it, and you're just kind of like, it's really over the top stupid. Like everything about it. Whereas the original one, or the one with Tim Curry, I mean, was more like understated. It didn't rely as much on stupid visual effects and like CG and stuff. It relied more on his acting and the way that he kind of like did those scenes. And so what you're left with in the newer one is just a bunch of like dated CGI and stuff when you go back and watch it now. And just goofy scares, like jump scares.
Yeah, I thought from the jump when they first revealed what he looked like, Pennywise, I thought it was terrible. Still don't like it, never will. Yeah, it's just, I mean, like you said, Matt, like the kids are fine, I think, in parts. I buy them all as friends, like, but it's just, I mean, you pretty much summed it up. Everything they do with Pennywise and different scenes, it feels silly and ridiculous. And
a scene in the cellar or basement where he's like,
yeah,
it seems like one of those like things where you open it up on your computer, like every scene is like one of those scenes where it comes towards the camera and it's supposed to jump scare you. It's like,
I mean, to the super chat's point, like I don't understand it either. I remember when they first released like the first 5 minutes or so, the scene with Georgie in the sewer and all that stuff. The reception online was so overwhelmingly positive. I'm like, it's not really that good. What, am I missing something? I don't get it.
He bumped his head against the thing like he was Chris Farley with like a big thunk.
Yeah.
He's running. It's like he knocked himself down.
That second movie is one of the most unintentionally hilarious fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Like the shit they try to do in that movie to get scared, like that big Paul Bunyan fucking shit, and then the shit at the end with him turned into a baby. I'm like,
yeah,
you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about the Paul Bunyan.
Yeah, man. Like everything in that movie is like goofy times 11. I hate that movie. Okay. Trivia question again.
All right, I got.
What is the true name of the shredder? Sherelle, Terrell, or Sherelle?
Hey, Sherelle, you can't defeat me, baby.
I don't think you're gonna get him on any of these fucking questions.
Baby. I think there was one before that too. A trivia question.
Oh, is there?
Lucas sent. Yeah, you can't defeat me, baby.
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
I win.
What is the name of the turtle's vehicle?
Battle Shell. See, I tell you, I'm too obsessed with this stupid shit. If I not be obsessed with something, I might as well be that. Can't defeat me, baby.
Do I like the Child's Play films? Not fucking really much anymore because they've run that shit into the ground. I mean, yes, to a degree, but like I'd pretty much rather watch anything right now than to have to see Chucky as much as I've had to see him lately. And I feel the same way about most franchise movies, man. Like it's not just that movie. It's like any Scream, Halloween, Texas Chainsaw. Like I don't want to see any of that shit anymore, to be honest. I'm just burnt out on that stuff. Warlock or Rumpelstiltskin? Damn. That's tough, actually.
The Warlock 2 for me, if I could cheat and say that one.
You can't cheat. The first Warlock or that. I have not rewatched Rumpelstiltskin yet. So it may change after. I remember liking it, though. So right now, I will say Rumpelstiltskin just because I think expectations. Warlock, I like the actor, so I figure it'd be pretty decent, which it was. Rest in peace to Julian Sands. He's definitely good. And Rumpelstiltskin, I thought it'd be as bad as Leprechaun when I first saw it, and I thought it was much better. It has its flaws, but I thought it was much better than any Leprechaun film. So I think that because of that impression, that gives me a bit more positivity on Rumpelstiltskin, because I expected it to be bottom of the barrel, and it was just better than I thought. And thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that as well. But
I definitely would say Warlock on that one too. I really like Warlock though. Yeah. Do you believe horror is inherently political? I've seen this question come up lately, and I don't think there needs to be subtext in horror.
Oh yeah, because there was a guy that said all horror movies have always been political, and I'm sitting there going,
no.
but Okay, okay. What's the political allegory of kilograms from outer space? Or fucking
There is none. Like
Alien.
yeah.
I mean, that's sci-fi.
No, and as a matter of fact, I think like the best horror films weren't really trying to be political. They just were like make any kind of statement. They just accidentally did.
Mhm.
It wasn't.
Would you call Dawn of the Dead political?
Yeah, I would call it. It definitely is, but I think more so than like, and you know, Alpha's in here and probably could answer this question a lot better than me. But like, more so than like being political, it was not really political as much as it was just societal, like commenting on society. And what Romero saw as being like where society was headed into consumerism, which is exactly what fucking happened in the 80s, which was a pretty good call out. But it wasn't the centerpiece of that movie is the thing about it. The centerpiece of the movie was just to have a cool place to like have an adventure style movie, which would be inside of a mall, you know, which I think worked out and like for a number of different reasons, it worked out really, really well.
How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, the second half I kind of agree with. I don't think there needs to be subtext in horror, but when done correctly, like you said with Dawn of the Dead, like look at how well that works. Now, of course, there's not many like Dawn of the Dead, so I could go either way on it, honestly. Just depends on how it's done.
So the first part, do you, Mark, believe horror is inherently political?
No, not inherently, no.
Yeah, because like, what's the political statement of Friday the 13th?
Exactly. Sean Cunningham was trying to make money off of a name.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times there isn't any kind of state. Like, think about every slasher from the 80s, really. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was just a copy of like another film, really, more than it was anything else.
Yeah, was this for Hellraiser? Get into bondage?
Right. Well, I mean, I know you're just saying that, but with Hellraiser, there are many themes to it, but I don't.
I mean, like political.
Political, no.
The reason people talked about this because the director of Terrifier 3, he for some reason had to mention, no, his film's not political. I guess because his actors were political, and so he had to say his movie was non-political. I'm like, who? No shit. It's a clown killing people. Who the hell thought it was political in the first place?
Well, remember that professor with the Predator take, and
well, he's just I can't use the words, but he's just he's something. Yeah. He's something. He's an idiot.
Freddy lit again with the It book has a giant cosmic turtle and a Pennywise spider fighting a kid orgy scene and a kid orgy scene. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do with that? Yeah, you're not going to do it. No, none of those films has ever been able to pull off that scene, and it's been talked about forever.
Wasn't that technically not an orgy? That was more like them running a train on that shit.
Yeah, if you want to get technical.
There's only one girl. I was just thinking about the book. Like, there's only one girl, so.
Yeah, if you want to be, you know,
a runaway train.
Context correct. Is there any upcoming release or film that you're excited for?
Off the top of my head, because it's the most recent thing that I saw, I'll get that Dark City release and Swordfish probably. I never hated that film. I know.
Oh, are we talking about like physical media releases?
Well, you said both films or releases.
Well, if we're talking, I could definitely do that easier than I could upcoming films. Damn.
Yeah, for physical media, probably those two. I'll grab those.
For upcoming films, for me, the only intrigue is maybe some of the mid-budget action films. Jason Statham has a new one. I liked Beekeeper, so hopefully it could be as good as that. Same with Nobody 2, because I liked the first one. Maybe stuff like that, but the big budget films, no. And releases, Night of the Juggler for me, Tino Lorber. because that's a film that never even had a DVD. So I look forward to that.
I just pre-ordered the 4K of Sorcerer. That's probably the one that I'm most looking forward to.
Nice.
And Short Night of Glass Dolls.
Shit, right.
There's several of them.
Is that Celluloid Dreams one?
That is, it's either Imprint or 88 Films. I can't remember which. I think. I get those confused.
I think it's 88 Films. That I know that one's out, but I think the Celluloid Dreams one.
Oh yeah, they did put out one too, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their second release. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. People talking about political shit on there. It's killing. Horse not political. Want to sit on to them a banana is what? To them a banana is ist and phobe.
Yeah, the fact that you did take a banana
and make it
cancel
racist
it for some stupid reason.
Yeah,
it's too yellow.
I mean, bananas are racist. We all know that.
Yeah, against oranges.
Bobby says.
Go ahead, it's for you.
Uncle Bill and his wife Applejack and his brother Billy Bob built a race car for our sister Apple Bloom, and they have CK get in and
jeez.
God damn, Bobby, that's like offensive in like 2 or 3 different ways. But thank you for the super chat.
I would love that. Would be funny for you to get Wes into a race car for his birthday.
I'd ride his ass around in a go-kart or like a side-by-side or something. Yeah.
Have you done bumper cars like you guys?
Yeah.
So you guys bash each other and stuff.
Yeah.
You like one of you win?
I don't know. He and I have never done that.
Oh,
no, yeah. I don't think we've ever done anything like that. Really. Who is the best ECW promo guy of all time? I'm assuming he means wrestlers because it's actually Paul Heyman. But like,
all right,
if he means wrestlers, who would you pick?
I don't know about. Yeah, go ahead.
I really like a lot of the crazy dark shit Raven was doing back in the day with Sandman and all that stuff. So, but then hell, Shane Douglas was always a fun promo.
Yeah, I was thinking it's either got to be Shane Douglas or Bubba Ray. Because back then, when he was cutting those promos with the Dudley Boys, it was a completely different ball game than like it was in WWF, WWE.
That's very, very true. How the hell did I forget about those? Those are legendary.
Those were, yeah.
What about New Jack?
New Jack, I actually think cut better promos when he was in
Smoky Mountain.
Smoky Mountain, yeah.
Same.
Maybe that's what I keep thinking of.
Smoky Mountain were insane, man.
Those were fantastic.
That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
Watching some of that shit and just like being like, man, how in the world did that ever get greenlit?
The OJ Simpson one.
Yeah.
2 more or less or something.
Yeah, something like that. Good job. He'd say good job. Let's see. No, I'm not going to do it. Jackson Jack. I'm not yelling at my wife, Applejack, in the Dusty Rhodes voice. Cactus Jack. See, but I don't think of Cactus Jack as like an ECW guy, though. I mean, he was there, but like, I mean, fuck for that matter. Steve Austin cut some fucking killer promos, but I don't think of him as like an ECW guy either.
Right.
For that time period. Like he was that, so those promos he cut on Bischoff and all that shit were hilarious. That might have been like some of my favorite stuff he ever did.
Yeah, Mick was definitely one I was thinking about. I know they did. I think it was a physical media release. I remember watching something where they put together like a compilation of all his promos, and they left out one of the ones that I really, really liked. But I think he cut it in WWE, but it was on the State of ECW and Terry Funk, and that's when he had like the whole one night stand 2006 thing. If you remember that.
I miss ECW, man. It was a golden era that we didn't even know was golden for really all wrestling around that time period. But
yeah,
it's no longer anymore. Brickquake says that Snow White is going to be the horror movie of the year, so we should all look forward to that.
I'll never watch that movie.
You know what, though? You know what's going to happen? Somebody is going to make Rambo review that fucking movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and I can't wait for the day when that happens. That's going to be an epic review. It'll be like 2 hours long. Will we get gator bait before a murder set pieces shipping notification? Yes. I think that'll come out first.
Who released murder set pieces?
Who was it, Mark? I ordered it.
Massacre video.
I think it was Massacre, yeah.
And they're known to not release stuff or ship stuff.
I'm trying to remember when I ordered that. Was it Black Friday? Around Black Friday?
It was a long time ago.
Jesus.
I didn't buy it. See, that's the thing. Like, I never liked murder set pieces, really. It just, something about it didn't work for me. I only seen it that one time. Maybe I'd feel differently. I'd like to revisit it again. People talk about it all the time. It's one of those ones that still comes up for some reason. But
how dare you talk about Nick Palumbo on this show?
Chuck Palumbo.
Chuck Palumbo's brother. Hold on.
I don't know why.
I just want to see when I actually ordered this fucking thing.
Anytime you say that director's name, I keep thinking you're going to say Palumbo.
Yeah, it was 11/29. 11/29, November 29th is when I ordered it.
Jesus. So did they never have a release date for it?
Let's see. Shall we? I guarantee that it wasn't originally like that far off.
Unless they changed it.
It doesn't on this receipt, though.
Okay.
It just says pre-order. Oh, God. Somebody on here probably knows the answer to that, though. As to when it was supposed to be out. I'm sure that time has probably passed. Let's see. So Dirk says Gatorbait was filmed in his backyard. Yeah, that makes sense.
Damn, Wes.
What did he say? I didn't see it.
Never gave a release date, you assholes.
Damn. Well, I guess that they can cover their ass because it's been 4 fucking months. So let's see.
Won't be funny though when it's November again this year and you're still waiting.
Jeremy Beth says greatest horror soundtrack scores of all time. He's got a list here: The Omen, Exorcist, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Amityville Horror. Is that a ranking that you're doing, or are you asking us like which one of those would?
I think he's asking us, and he gave his top 5.
Okay.
Now it's each one of those he lists as scores, so I'm guessing just specifically scores. I know you mentioned soundtracks because, like, we're talking soundtracks, I would include like Shocker, Maximum Overdrive, but I guess scores. I'll just think of scores just to make it easier because it's tough.
There's a lot. And mine would probably be a whole hell of a lot different than most people's, I would think. And if you're going with soundtracks, I think the greatest horror soundtrack of all time, honestly, is Return of the Living Dead.
It's a good one.
Scores, I would go with like anything by Goblin, circa like the late 70s, early 80s. The Dawn of the Dead score, the fucking Suspiria. Jesus, there's like a ton of them. Tenebrae.
For me, in top 5, I would put Jacob's Ladder. I love the score to that. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, The Thing. I mean, that's got to be in there. That's Ennio Morricone, right?
Yeah, Ennio Morricone. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely in there for me. Tenebrae as well for me. That'd be in my top 5. Just fantastic.
I mean, The Fog is a really good score.
The Fog has a great score.
Fog, yes, love that.
And Prince of Darkness, that's a good score. Really
I think that one's underrated, honestly.
Can you think of one that had one of the worst scores? Horror film.
Yeah, fucking Slaughter High. And
Was
the score to
Was
that?
that Manfredini?
Yeah, it was Manfredini. And he just has one hook throughout the whole thing. Da, 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 da. And then it's just background shit from like Friday the 13th. Besides that, like stuff that he used on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, all the leftover shit that didn't make the cut. Yeah.
Mark, was there a score you heard that you thought was one of the worst horror scores?
God, I'm trying to think of the worst. You try to forget the worst shit, though. That's the thing.
Of course.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Man, I don't know.
There's a lot of bad ones, but you generally don't remember those.
Right.
Howling 7 with all that country music in it.
Let me see. I'm going to have to look this up.
Yeah, it's tough, yeah.
Got another super chat, though.
Mm-hmm.
With David Ayer's new film, what do you think of his overall filmography?
Let me look at his filmography.
So I can read you his filmography because I pulled it up.
Oh, okay.
Training Day, 2001. Fast and the Furious. Oh, he wrote that. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, those are the written ones. I mean, I'm a big fan of Ayer, so I could just tell you off the top of my head.
All right. I'll tell you. Here's the things he directed. Harsh Times.
Love it.
Street Kings.
Love it.
End of Watch.
Like it.
Sabotage with the Beastie Boys.
God, no. That studio fucked that movie up so bad.
Furry. A.K.A. Fury.
Oh.
I like Fury.
Suicide Squad. Fuck.
It's another one the studio fucked up.
Now we're steadily going downhill. Bright with Will Smith.
Meh.
The Tax Collector.
Oh, God. He made that for nothing. Yeah. I'm about that one.
And then The Beekeeper, which
I like. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Of the films he directed, I like Street Teens. I don't mind End of Watch. Sabotage is a piece of shit. Suicide Squad is a piece of shit. Beekeeper was fun. Tax Collector sucked ass. I actually like Bright. Because it reminded me a little bit of Alien Nation. I like Bright for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was fun. That was before Will Smith was a simp.
Right, yeah.
But this new one, I mean, I've heard it's fun. If you like the Beekeeper, you have that type of fun.
Let's see here. I didn't even know this, but yeah, overall, like, I think the films he wrote were 1,000 times better than the ones he directed, it looks like to me. I mean, he wrote Training Day, The Fast and the Furious, Dark Blue, U-571, and he wrote most of all those other films that I just mentioned too. But
yeah,
some of those later ones, like I can't get behind Suicide Squad or Bride or The Tax Collector, any of that shit. I didn't know this, but Carter says thoughts on Bret Hart versus Steve Austin being the first ever match inducted into the Hall of Fame. Did they induct a match into the Hall of Fame?
What?
I had no idea.
Hmm.
If so, I mean, you could do a lot worse than that match. That was a hell of a match. But
Yeah,
I don't know if that would be the first match I would induct into the Hall of Fame. I could think of like Savage and Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. Fucking, I could think of a lot of matches. Michaels and the Undertaker.
Why are we inducting matches? We don't even have all the people induct this. Why are we inducting matches? What's the point?
I like I said, that's the first time I heard about it. If they are inducting matches into the Hall of Fame, that's odd, but I guess.
I mean, do they induct a fucking football game in the Football Hall of Fame?
That'd be killer. I mean, I guess you could.
This one Super Bowl, that's not in the Hall of Fame. Like, what? Jesus.
That's a great match. I'm kind of like you, Rem. I don't understand the point, and also like I think there's older matches that probably they could have gone with first if they're going to do that, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is one of my favorite themes, just in general. That and Escape from New York, I think both have amazing themes, and they're so simple, but they're so like effective because they have a hook. Just going back to what I was saying, they have both those songs have an amazing hook that is basically the entire song, but it works. Like one thing that Carpenter was great at too, and I noticed this by listening to him a lot, is that he would start off with something really simple. He does this a lot. Like in Escape from New York, it's the drums. In Assault on Precinct 13, it's like the fucking maraca kind of things that are starting it off. And he'll put another instrument every about 10 seconds into it. Something else will come in. So like the keyboards will come in, guitar will come in, then like bass will come in, and then he'll throw like a swerve, kind of like another thing in there. So it builds up like from the ground up in a lot of those scores when you listen to them. Let's see.
Yeah, Assault on Precinct 13, is probably my favorite John Carpenter score. It's a great one.
Carnosaur says, or I'm sorry, Freddie Lit says, Carnosaur has to be remade and be directed by Aja. The book was already good, in my opinion, has the potential to be R-rated counterpart to Jurassic Park.
I mean, yeah, I don't like the film, and if you don't remake something that was bad to begin with. But I would prefer that than the remake of Cujo and some of these other films. Because again, that was a very flawed film. It could be a fun, gory B movie. Just don't make it with the budget Jurassic Park. And yeah, I would be down for that. More so than that. What was I guess that was last year, the Teddy Bear Killer movie and whatever Blumhouse is doing.
Yeah.
Heck, I never saw that either because Mark kept telling me never to watch it. So I decided against it.
Or Five Nights at Freddy's 2, because they're coming out with that. I'd rather watch this.
Let's see. Bobby's back. He says, what if Matt did his rant in Japanese? I'd love to see that. And smacked his head with a DVD and speed eating a water. What the fuck? Yeah. I'd like to watch all that. Smacking his head while he's speed eating a watermelon. Oh, that would get thousands of views.
I need to learn some Japanese. Hoyoten Nagasaki Mitsubishi Ihana Judore.
Let's see. Grievous. Yes, Grievous. I see there's a 4K Starman for it. Is this movie worth a blind buy? Yes, I think so. I think that movie's great, but that's just me. I grew up watching that movie.
I love Starman. It's really the better version of E.T.
It's got a great Jeff Bridges performance.
And Karen Allen is wonderful, like always.
Mm-hmm.
Another great score. Was it Jad Nietzsche? Forget the guy who did it. Great, but another great score on that. I know John Carver didn't do the score for it, but still a good one.
Dirk says, high recommends off the Kino sale if you dig Policio Tech. Caliber 9 is a must. Boucher is hot as hell. Yeah,
He's hot in everything.
Yep.
I would second that. I agree with him.
Has anyone ever heard of He Lives by Night? I have not.
No.
Mm-mm.
We tried this, but that story's over with, Crater. Like we've milked that teat for all we can.
There's
The teat is dry.
there's no more story.
Yeah, it's you'd have to go back to the last episode for that.
That's a good point, Alpha. They're inducting Michelle McCool at this point. Who gives a shit? That's a fair point. Like somebody brought this up on a show, and I completely agree with this. Like that's an Undertaker thing, right? He got her inducted because if you think about that, when have you ever said to yourself, like, man, that was a fucking killer Michelle McCool match?
I don't know who
Or
the hell
like-
she is.
When is any match she was ever in like resonated or been on your mind, or like I can't think of anything she's ever done that stands out.
She's married to Undertaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell has she done? I don't even know who she is.
I mean, I got to be honest. I don't really go back to watch a lot of the Divas stuff anyway. There's
Well,
very
fuck.
few women's matches I'll go back and watch. So it's like, yeah.
Take somebody like Mickey James, Mark. At least I can remember her feud with Trish Stratus. Take
Yeah.
Lita or somebody like that. At least I can remember like several of the matches that she did. Like I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you if you forced me at gunpoint one single like angle or anything that Michelle McCool ever did. Like,
She feuded with Mickey James. I remember that.
I have no recollection of that.
You don't remember Lay Cool?
I vaguely do remember that now that you mentioned it, but like I couldn't.
Got good legs. Got good legs. There you
Mm.
go. Can how many of
You know,
those?
back in the day,
Can those be in the Hall of Fame instead? Just thighs?
yes, those will be inducted. That'd probably be a better induction.
The Thigh Hall of Fame.
Bobby wants to know, what if you did a challenge where you're on a roller coaster and you're looking at the camera behind you the whole time with no screaming? That'd be fucking crazy as hell, Bobby. Just staring at shit. Fucking.
I'd do it just to be on a roller coaster. I haven't been on one in 20 years. I used to love roller coasters, but just never had the opportunity to be on one again.
What's your favorite video nasty, Rambo?
I gotta look at what all were the video nasties. Gotta look at a list. Let's see what the hell was all on the list. Well, stuff.
Sorry, but
Well,
PayPal request to speed eat 'em all.
I was. They weren't get far. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I don't know. The Evil Dead. I'll put the Evil Dead in there. That was a video nasty. Evil Dead. Love Evil Dead. Which I don't understand. I mean, it's such a fantastical movie. The fact that, well, I guess I can get it, but it's still also stupid. I mean, it's about demons. It's not like demons are real. But, you know.
John Kerry says, Uncle Bill, you better change your diaper.
What?
But I got
Where's
an
that
idea.
from?
I got an idea, John Kerry. How about I change my knife after take a big shit in your eyeballs? How'd that be? Did Matt ever do a rant on Tales from the Hood 2? Oh, shit, he's going to put it in there.
No, I'm going to look it up to see. Yes, I did. About 4 years ago. Just go on my channel and just type up Tales from the Hood. It wasn't good either.
It was not. What about Tales from the Hood 3?
I don't think I saw that.
They made
one.
A third one?
They did.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I didn't see that one. But Tales from the Hood 2 was a request. So, yeah, it's on my channel from like 4 years ago. Feel free to check it on there if you wish to.
Anthropophagus was the best video, nasty.
I put Evil Dead above it.
That fucking movie's so messed up. Okay, we've reached a point now where I think we have a little bit of time. I'm caught up in the chat where CK had sent me a video that he wanted us all to watch. I have not seen this. This is a video of apparently a fight at a food city right in our area here. I have no idea what we're getting ready to watch. I only know that it's bound to be hilarious. So,
real quickly, what is a food city?
It's just a grocery store.
Oh, okay. Just
it's like our pubics.
Okay.
So here we go. What the fuck is going on? Oh God, it's like UFC. This is so professional. He's got him in a triangle. Jake's got him in Hell's Gate, boys. Fuck. He's trying to, I swear to God, he's trying to lock in Hell's Gate. Oh. You can always count on a woman to show up and start screaming.
Man. He's done. Let him up, boys. Let him up. He's done. Oh, don't hit him when he lets you up, man. Let him go. He's letting you up. Let him let you up, buddy. He's gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Oh God. Not everybody in the world coming over now. Guy's a little bit messed up.
Y'all got kids, man. It ain't worth it, y'all. It ain't worth it, man.
It's not worth it, ma'am.
Y'all got kids, man. That little girl's there.
You all come here, bitch. You all come leave. Service! Let's fucking go!
It continues.
Dude, you done got your ass whooped, man. I'd quit.
Just walk away, buddy. God damn.
Boys, just get in your truck and go.
Oh,
They got a kid with them, man. Just get in your truck and go, boys. Well, that's fucked up. I don't know, but that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
Well, that...
People think that we joke about this stuff around this area, but that's exactly how it is. Like those
Oh,
people,
yeah.
that is exactly how it is. You got kids?
KCW, Kentucky Championship.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Kentucky Fried Championship Wrestling.
Booches.
The best part was like after he was done getting choked out, he had like that delayed reaction before he could stand up.
Yeah. Yeah. He's wobbling all over the place. Like, the best part is the woman, whoever's behind the camera doing the commentary, though, by far.
Yeah.
Come on, you got your ass whipped now. Just walk away, honey. They got kids.
She's just filming the whole time.
That's so on point with like what I expect from her.
That was great.
Yeah, he went for the ankle lock. Didn't get it. He fucked up. Well, that was the best thing I've seen in a while.
And she knew as soon as she would get home, she'd be uploading that shit up.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, like the use of bulls in that video is like accurate too. That's how often that word is thrown around.
I didn't know it was used that much.
Yes, it is. You hill people are crazy. Yeah.
That's a lot coming from a front row at a dating party. But I'm surprised she wasn't worried that they were going to cuss her out.
Got your ass whipped, bulls. Now come on.
Just for a second, I'm sitting there like, does she know either of the party or? But no.
I'm still trying to recover from that.
Yeah.
All right, Freddie, what is this? Can y'all to Mr. Burgess NASCAR prank call on stream? What?
I think it means react.
Mr. Burgess NASCAR prank.
I think
call.
only this, like just Wes, he sent it to him. So
yeah, he just sent that to me through like a private.
It's pretty sure to not be Tad.
Yeah.
Tad should be like random reacted this.
I don't know who sent that in, but God bless him. Jackson Jack. I don't know. I didn't even know how to segue out of that. Really, that was amazing. Oh, I know how to segue.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know exactly how to segue out of that, actually. JoJo Seawall. So when you hear the name JoJo Seawall, you're reminded of that video, I think, because you're reminded of trash, but you're also reminded of just the cringiest person that ever existed. So I can't believe anybody would do this, but somebody took a page out of Gene Simmons' book. And you remember when Gene Simmons had that thing where, this was recently too, where you could be a roadie for him for like $12,000.
Yes.
You could help set up like his
I saw that. Yeah.
shit and all that stuff, and you might get to meet him for a split second, and like you have to set up all of his equipment and all this stuff. Well, for some ungodly fucking reason, JoJo Seawolf copied that exact idea and is now offering like you can come set up her tour equipment for $900 if you want to do that.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you pay $1,000 basically with tax and everything to set their equipment up for them, which is technically a job in and of it. So you're not getting anything out of it. You're actually doing it. And then
you're paying to work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think that Gene Simmons may have unwittingly opened up a new gate to hell for like people who want to charge insane amounts of money by doing shit like this.
Yeah, but for only dumb dipshits to follow through on it. Who has a brain cell? Who with a brain cell would say yes to that?
Shit, I have no idea, but there's somebody out there that probably will do it. It might
They deserve their money taken. They're too stupid to have money.
it might become a thing. I
My
can see it
fear,
happen.
my fear with this is that it bleeds over into like the horror conventions where you can be like somebody's like personal assistant or something and fucking follow them around for like $300-$400 or something. Like bring them coffee. I can totally see them doing that. This is the exclusive VIP pass. Like we're gonna have you bring us coffee and Sharpies and
booze
and 8x10s and cocaine and like whatever else to our table. And for the low price of like $450. And then you want to get a picture taken, that's an extra $100. But
then I'm sorry. Whoever does that, you deserve your money taken. You're too stupid.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
You deserve your money taken.
Yeah.
But I mean, people are ultimately like missing the point that the real thing that keeps these fucking all this stuff going is people are willing to do it. If people would just fucking do it, it wouldn't. This stuff would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, please don't buy shit from celebrities anymore. Lord God. Yes, Gene Simmons is probably the hugest douchebag and will never ever go away as long as there's money. If there's money to be found, that guy is going to get it.
When did you first realize about Kiss? Like who they were truly like?
You mean like
douchebags?
that they were money hungry? Fucking just that's
Yeah.
all they care. God, man, that's been a while. I mean,
Can you remember like an early incident or something you heard or something you saw? They went, "Yep."
yeah, I remember when I heard that he had copyrighted the money symbol. That was my first indication that like that band
what?
was not. The S with the lines through it.
Oh,
That's on like
yeah.
money bags and shit. He copyrighted that, so nobody can use that without paying him. And that's the first time I was like, okay, yeah, like that's fucking ridiculous. And then I think the Kiss condoms were another indicator, and the Kiss coffin. That was, yeah. So I saw them on the reunion tour in '96. And this is before anybody really realized like how shitty Kiss was, right? Because that wasn't that far out of the '80s to, for them to reunite or anything. And nobody really had the internet. Nobody heard any stories about them really yet. So that seemed okay. The further you go after that, when you hear the stories, Peter Criss, when they break up and all that stuff, and you hear a lot of stuff that was actually going on, you're just like, man, they didn't give a shit about anything except like trying to make the most amount of money.
Mhm.
They certainly didn't give a shit about making music.
Right.
What's your thought on Kiss, Mark?
I mean, I like the band. I like the music, but it's like you said, you've seen several red flags over the years.
Did you like Family Jewels?
Oh,
I
fuck.
had a feeling that was going to come up.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just not my cup
it's
of tea, really. But
It's a bad show when it's like a low rent version of Hogan Knows Best.
that's exactly what it
Speaking of
reminded me
which, who saw the Linda Hogan video that came out today?
What was it?
I don't think I
Any
saw
one of
it.
you saw that?
No.
So she released a video. I don't know what her name is now. It's not Hogan anymore. I don't think they're divorced. But like she released a video crying and basically saying that her whole family was like completely fucked up and like everybody was estranged and wasn't talking to one another. And there's all this stuff. It's a pretty long video. And then right after that, Brooke Hogan released a statement that was like, I no longer talk to either one of my parents. Like I don't talk to her. I don't talk to her dad, meaning Hulk. And she said that she was verbally and mentally abused by both of them, like over time. And essentially, what she was saying in one part of it was she was forced to say things to make him look better. When all that shit happened with, I'm pretty sure she's referencing all that stuff happened with her. Was it her boyfriend at the time? That's the person he made those statements about, right? Or somebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure what she's alluding to there, although I couldn't be 100%, is like that he made her say that was all bullshit or kind of fabricated, but it really wasn't. And I'm pretty sure there's more things than that too.
What's those moles on her chin?
I don't fucking know, by the way. Yeah,
You sure she's not the one that sent that fight video?
She's the one recording it.
She looks like someone.
So look it up if you haven't seen it though. There's the video, and then there's her response, which is essentially just saying that she's completely like cut off her parents.
She looks fucked up. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she does.
She looks fucked up.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to full screen it.
Like, what's this? Like these moles on her head or chin?
Oh shit! Yeah. Jeez.
It's like the substance when it was fucked up. Jesus. I wouldn't touch her with someone else's dick. Fuck that shit.
No,
Yeah,
Jackson Jack, that's Linda Hogan, not Brooke Hogan.
I feel like at this point, it's like everything is happening to Hogan at the same time, dude. Like all the karma in the world is just coming together.
It's all raining down.
On Hogan at the same fucking time. Like all these stories you hear over the years, and it's just come to pass that pretty much all of that was true. That dude is got to be one of the worst people. There's just too much evidence from like all sides now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all coming out.
Yeah, the whole beer tour thing where he like canceled, so like a bunch of people were pissed. Just like he's like touring with beer, but for some reason kids are there too.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Well, he would only sign beer. That was the problem. Like he would only sign the fucking beer, and like so people were coming up, like kids and stuff that wanted stuff signed. They can't fucking bring a beer.
Right.
He's like, no, brother, that don't work for me, dude. You bring
I
a
would
beer.
imagine in that situation he must have overbooked himself or something. It was a ridiculous amount of signings he had to do in a short amount of time. He could have never finished it all. Like you can, I mean, all those people too. Like you have hundreds of people there for each signing. So yeah,
he's turned into like a bigger. I don't know. I think I respect Flair more at this point, and Flair is fucking.
Yeah.
I think that you forget sometimes that all that shit's based in carny stuff, and all those people are scumbags. Like, especially those early people, like they come from that world, and people forget that. Like, it was all about drugs and money and partying and getting yourself over and like holding other people to, and like that is people forget how shitty those people were, I think.
Yeah, I mean it was a cutthroat business anyway, and it seemed like that was kind of what he relished in, like just doing whatever he could to keep his spot, which to a degree is understandable, but I mean you shouldn't take that many liberties. Like it was just like he took every single chance possible to, make sure that he made the most money and nobody was as over as he was. And I mean, and like you said, over the years, there's so many stories that come out. Like I remember when his son had that car accident.
Yeah.
You remember that tape that leaked, that audio phone call? So it's just like thing after thing. If you go back over the years, over the decades, it's just been terrible. I mean, it makes him look like a really, really bad person.
I mean, a lot of that stuff, when I would hear stories, years ago, I think the biggest thing he had going for him was that he could say, people were just jealous of me. You know, they were just jealous of my spot, and they made up a lot of this stuff but then you come to find out a lot of that stuff was true. Like a lot of the stuff people were saying for years. It really happened.
It's like Taker never really. I never hear him say bad stuff about people. Like
Right.
Ever. He doesn't like Hogan. So I'm like, well, fuck. If if Taker's saying stuff, like, I mean, some of it's got to be true. I mean, if not all of it, right? Like,
Well, Hogan screwed over Taker. He made him think.
Yeah, I know. I know
hurt
about
him.
that. Yeah. And I mean, shit. I mean, I'd probably feel the same way. But that's just what I mean. For a guy that like never shits on other people, that one guy is like, well, fuck Hogan. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally the only person I think I've ever heard him talk shit on that show.
Mm-hmm.
On his actual show, he was like, he said something like, after that match, he knew what kind of person he was. He didn't want anything to do with him. And that tells you everything you need to know, really.
Yeah.
Bronson says, I think they should have expanded Ozzy and Gene's cameos in Trick or Treat. It would have been interesting to find out what happened to Gene. I thought Gene did great in that movie. For the brief amount of time they had him in. Ozzy just was high as shit and like briefly had he didn't even know what was going on. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, do they ever explain what happened to Gene Simmons' character? I guess he just left.
I don't think they ever really say anything, do they? Towards the end of the movie or anything?
Because you never see him again, and there's no one at the radio station. So I guess.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
So Jackson Jack, real quick, like there was a spot in a match that I can't remember what was it on, Mark? WrestleMania or
I think he said that like he fucked his neck up by doing the tombstone on the chair spot.
Because it's the one with Ric Flair supposed to slam the chair, and Undertaker does a pile driver on Hogan on the chair,
and Taker wins the strap. So. Yeah, he basically said like, "Oh, you ruined my whole neck, and now I'm all fucked up, and I got to get all these surgeries." And I don't know if that was like Hogan trying to make Taker look bad, to Vince. Well, I was just gonna say I didn't know if it was more of a personal thing, like he just didn't like him and he didn't want him to steal his spot. But I don't know. It's just.
Because if you watch it, there's like this much space. He never touched the chair or the ground. Exactly. So Hogan was lying once again.
Yeah.
Tuesday in Texas, Crater said.
Yeah. I have no idea what this comment means exactly. It says, imagine a boss catching a guy beheading his coworker, and all he did was folded his arms, shook his head, and said, "You're fired, pack your bags, and leave."
Well, I mean, I'd be, I don't know, Mark. Maybe that'll happen next week at your job.
The next story.
Maybe that guy will come back and he's high and he's like, I need my cigarettes. Who said I need to cut off more cigarettes?
It's not like that guy could have cut off somebody's head if he was given the opportunity, really.
It's very possible.
And you would have to be the guy, Mark, that folds your arms, like pack your bags and leave. Like you don't have to be the bouncer here because it's like your boss ain't having it. So yeah, maybe he'll do your boss and then you'll be the boss.
Mark, that'd be nice.
Preferred.
I'll take my manager's job.
Preferred. He wants his boss decapitated.
That dude he is very well off, I'll say.
So you want him decapitated?
I'll take his job. I don't want him dead, though.
That's what he's saying ultimately.
Yeah. Fucking guy drives a new car like every day.
Of course he does.
Vince Russo was the only person to ever have a chance to shoot on Hogan on live TV. Big bald son of a bitch. I remember that too when he comes back out at the end of the match and cuts like a promo on him. He actually got sued for that, I think.
Yeah, they did try to sue him for it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they won anything. They threw it out.
That was hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Hogan is a terrible person. He ran the Rock over with a semi truck. Yeah.
Did he?
Do it. Yes, he did. Yeah.
I forgot.
Tried to kill him. That's true. I think about this often. Like Macho Man was the first one that really tried to like tell people Hogan is really not great. And people were just like, Macho Man's just jealous.
Yeah.
Turns out, not so much.
Yeah.
Hell.
Jackson Jack's comment.
I see it.
Oh,
Is that what you said, Mark?
No.
You Chris Farley now? Black Sheep?
No. I remember that scene. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand why. I mean, Brett has like a real legitimate reason to hate Hogan too, because he fucked him over with that Yokozuna shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So many guys have stories like that about him that it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. I remember he said Bret Hart was like, he wouldn't talk to me.
Yep.
He walked up to Hogan and like he wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying, Crater. Like people forget like that whole industry for a long time is full of pieces of shit, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with a lot of actors too. It's not just wrestlers, a lot of actors too.
Who are you to talk about El Dandy? That's one of the best interviews ever.
That's a good pull, Alpha Romero. Forgot about that. El Dandy.
Fucking question El Dandy or something. I forgot about that. So killing. I can't tell either if he's being serious or if he's taking the piss. That's what makes it even better. Yes, that's the thing. So, like here recently, like so, Scott Steiner shit all over Hogan in that interview, which was great. All this stuff comes out. He gets booed on the Netflix on Raw. And it's like that dude is just having a bad month. Like he's absolutely getting killed from all sides right now.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the beer tour and people, just shitting all over that.
Well, back then he was able to hide it with the nostalgia, the novelty, the hero persona that those kids they were growing up and they still have fond memories. Now you have a new generation that didn't watch Hogan back in the day, or maybe they vaguely remember him as NWO, and all they do now is just hear these stories. And where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's only so much you could take before you go, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah. I think that's where people are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, fuck him. For real. Oh
my God.
What?
Just Jackson Jack's comments. I just can't with this guy.
Just saw that. I don't think I can even put that up, but that's
no. And no, it's not worth it.
I'm going to pass.
No.
It's going to be a hard pass for me.
Didn't you mention you had like some topics? Or did we already go over them?
I did, but I already went over them.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. Well, we're pulling in at 2 hours anyway. So now might be an excellent time to call it before Hogan comes on here and leg drops Mark. He fucking gives him the big boot, brother.
That'll be his last time dropping the leg if he does try.
I don't think he can even get his leg up anymore.
He's so fucked up.
Here's an interesting question, though, real quick. What did you get CK for his birthday? A real doll? No. I don't even get him anything for his birthday anymore because I don't know what the fuck to get him. Like, he's got so much shit. Like, what do you fucking get somebody?
Just get him a new fleshlight every year.
He probably has worn that one out. I'd be afraid to see that fucking thing.
The Poonies on VHS. He seems to really want that.
Yeah.
Matt, you hate Norbit?
Yes. Awful Eddie Murphy film.
Yeah, I remember it. It's fucking horrible.
Awful fucking movie.
Gotta, let's see. Ragnar says I got a full moon flash box at 10 movies for $50 with Charles Band. Yeah, that's too goddamn high, buddy. You got ripped off. They fucking give him $10 for his signature.
I can only imagine what those 10 were.
They ought to call it a big old box of shit because that's what it would be.
Like, yeah, it's just that whole fucking library is shit, man. Charles Band. Maybe like 1 or 2 movies that I'd actually watch out of that.
Dirk says, killer. He says, I guess I started collecting vinyl. My son found a first press of the Exorcist soundtrack today at an antique shop. Jesus, dude.
Nice.
That would be killer.
It's a good score.
Yep. Buddy, you couldn't give me that shit. I wouldn't buy that shit. Like if somebody was across the road throwing full moon pictures, fucking merchandise at me, I wouldn't buy it.
Oh, did any of you guys see that thing that was like a YouTube thing for 5 minutes? These people unboxing, like they was it Second and Charles? They like mystery box, like 50 movies for $30.
I've been in that store several times. That is a really, really good store. They have a ton of really cool comics. They also have comic boxes like that, so you can get some comic books like that.
So I just like the idea they pay $30 and then did like a box of 50 random. You don't know what's in it, and they said like Blu-ray, DVD. But then I watched them. It's like the worst shit.
When I've gone in there, every time I look over, because they have them in sections, so they have like all the vinyl stuff in that area, and then they also have board games and shit. Like they got a ton of stuff, guitars, amps, turntables, whatever. But all the movie boxes, there's so many of those, and I always look. I'm like, should I take a chance? But I always talk myself out of it before I do. So no,
you know, Mark, you need one of those. Make a video of it.
Yeah, no. I'm good. I mean, that's all you could really do with that shit. I mean, I doubt any of that's worth anything that I would want anyway.
I'd defy anybody to tell me anything that Full Moon's made in the last 20 years that's worth a single fucking flying fuck.
Shit, I don't even know.
Can't answer you that.
Nobody knows because it's not.
What the hell they're making these days? Ginger Dead, man, maybe. You know, like Gary Busey and Ginger Dead.
No. And people, not even in like a fun kind of, you know, this is kind of silly kind of way. That movie is just shit. Like it's not even fun.
Oh yeah, I saw your video. You saw the Tatsu trailer finally. The Sausage Avenger remake trailer.
Yeah, I saw the one scene that they shot 20 times. Yeah.
Tiny
Toxie. Like a
Toxie.
trailer, yeah.
Tiny Toxie.
Oh, God. I feel like that's probably all they had to show. Like that one scene is probably the best scene in the entire movie, and they just keep showing it over and over again. But that outfit, man, whatever the hell that is, like that's one of the most ridiculous looking things I've ever seen.
It'll be at Spirit in October, I'm sure.
I hope so. I'd fucking love to see that.
Yeah, Dirk, that's what I was saying. Like, there's a few, but shit, I could barely even think. Tourist Trap is one I do like. That one's fine.
Yeah. I think that's only like an accident that movie's good, though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a couple of Full Moon I like. I like some of the Puppet Masters. I like Doll Man. I like the first 3 Trancers. But I think Ghoulies 2 was it, maybe?
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
past 20 years? No. Past 30 years, I can't tell you.
I mean, essentially, Charles Band is just a carny, dude. He's just like a guy out there trying to get your money by any means necessary, just putting out the lamest shit imaginable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The worst quality product that you could possibly get.
We've probably been asked this question before, so I got to post. Full Moon or Trauma?
That's not even a contest in my mind.
Me neither, but I
I
think for opposite reasons.
I can't think of anything I'd least want to watch than Full Moon. Like on a scale where that's like it's mildly popular.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Mm.
I can't think of anybody I'd least like to support either than fucking Charles Band. That fucking Carnival Barker sideshow fuck. I swear.
Mark, I fucking despise Trauma. I do not like any of their movies. They're just so just annoying. And I don't like Lloyd Kaufman. He seems like such a fucking dickhead.
You don't like the gimmick?
No, it's
overly
annoying.
eccentric? Okay.
So irritating.
He
to
kind
me.
of is
So
a dickhead. Yeah.
He is?
Yeah. Well, he's just never out of that gimmick.
Mhm.
So you don't even know what he's like, really. Like, I feel like Charles Band at least pulls himself out of that gimmick, even though he's a prick. I mean, you can legitimately tell that guy's just a prick anyway. He's like a regular guy. But, like, Lloyd Kaufman never comes out of that gimmick. When you meet him, or like I've never seen it happen. Maybe he does somewhere, like when he's by himself or something, you know, if you're talking to him. But I've never, like, when he's been at a show or anything like that, I've never seen it. He's always on, and that's really, like, annoying to me.
Yeah, even in especially in interviews and stuff, he's always, it's like, dude, don't you ever just want to drop it for like a few minutes?
I don't think he can.
Yeah, at this point, probably not. Like, he's been doing it for so fucking long. He's just wired that way now, probably.
Trauma. Dirk is saying Trauma because of Mother's Day, Bloodsucking Freaks, and Toxic Avenger. Yeah, I like pretty much all 3 of those movies better than. No. All right.
You like Mother's Day, Rambo?
He sleeps in a bow tie. What the fuck?
He probably does.
He's that. Like, it does.
No, I'm not a Mother's Day fan.
Trauma movies because my friend showed me the. Yeah, I think that's most people that got introduced to Trauma that way.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, not me.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, actually, there are some that I know that are excited, but again, they're not. They're the younger generation of horror fan. So
let me ask you a question.
It's kind of what I expect. Yeah,
because you're a big Terrifier fan, right? And it's kind of like put gore and stuff back. Do you think they'll go like full on, like that level of gore in a movie like that?
In Final Destination.
Final Destination, yeah. Because it got really hokey there for a long time with like those CGI and kills and shit in those movies.
I don't know. Honestly, I would have thought by now the bar would have been set with those movies, and other slasher films that would follow would sort of copy that and see that, like, that's what people want to see. For the longest time, that's what people went to the Saw movies for. So I don't know. I don't think so. I guess maybe there's a line somewhere for some of the bigger studio movies that are horror films, like Final Destination and even Scream to a degree, and they just never seem to cross that line. So don't know. I don't think it'll happen though.
I keep waiting for another movie to come along that'll kind of try to top Terrifier. I feel like that the gates are kind of open for that right now because that movie did so well.
Yeah. It seems like it should have happened by now, but I don't see it happening, honestly. I mean, because the studios are still putting out rated R stuff. They're not going for unrated shit. At least not yet. So I don't know. I mean, I think you'd have to go in that direction to get to that level of on-screen violence or splatter and gore. And I guess they figure those films have been successful without all that kind of stuff already. So they're probably still afraid to go that far. More than likely. They want to do the safe bet and just do rated R because rated R makes money. I mean, for the longest time, rated R was like a thing that they were kind of touch and go on. You know, like there's a lot of PG-13 movies, at least statistically to them, they always thought PG-13 did better.
You remember that time period in the 2000s, like late 2000s, where everything was PG-13 all of a sudden?
Yeah.
That was like the worst fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking back on that now, and that just jogged my memory to that. They made all those movies that were awful, that were like PG-13.
Yeah.
I think was The Fog PG-13, the remake.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
And then that just like all of those movies were fucking horrible. There was one of them like that for them.
Yeah, it's few and far between, if any, that were actually PG-13 were actually good. They probably saw that, like, well, we can't keep doing this. This isn't working. And unfortunately, they did look over at what Lionsgate was doing. They're like, well, they're making rated R stuff. It's pulling in money, so we got to go for it. And I mean, thankfully, at least we're in that place. I don't think horror should be PG-13, although it can work. I mean, there's definitely times where it's worked. I don't think ratings are make or break for the film, but
yeah,
I just rather have a rated R horror film or unrated.
I just think that people forget how awful that time period of the 2000s was for horror films.
I'll never forget that time. It was god awful.
When we were doing the show, basically, was honestly probably like one of the worst periods of time for. But they were making 1 million horror films.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they were all like the same kind of thing, like remakes and things that were just god awful.
Yeah, I think what saved me around that time was a lot of the boutique labels were doing older stuff. They were putting out a lot of older stuff, so I could finally get those releases. And then there were a few indie films here and there that would come out that I thought were kind of fun, and they were newer. So, yes, that's a time that I don't think will ever come back theatrically. I don't think they can afford to do it now, as fucking money hungry as the studios are these days. Do you guys have like a favorite PG-13 horror movie? Not from that time period.
Just
but
from any time period?
Yeah, just what's anything? That just got me thinking.
Fuck. I'll have to look up what PG-13 horror films came out. Huh?
Just PG-13 or like lower, like PG or stuff?
PG-13, PG.
Because I would want to say Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws. Wasn't Poltergeist one? That was PG, right? I think it was.
Yeah, it was. It was either PG or PG-13. It might have been the first PG-13 movie. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's a couple. Looking at this list, The Gate.
Okay.
I like The Gate. I don't give it a Gremlins. That was PG.
Could do a whole show on that.
Sky was PG-13. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Fire in the Sky. That's crazy. That's PG-13. Jesus. Tremors is PG-13.
Of course.
Great.
Favorite of mine.
Yeah, same here.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Insidious.
PG-13.
Weekend at Bernie's.
The
A lot of these suck
platform-
ass. So looking at this list is just kind of validates what we were saying. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a whole lot.
Monster Squad, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh. Yeah, I do agree with you guys. 2000 was the worst day for one of the worst I've seen was one shit. Yeah, that movie.
Oh fuck.
God.
That was garbage.
I'd try to erase that
Oh,
movie out of my
man.
memory, really.
Yeah.
Christine might have been. That seems like a movie that would be rated PG-13.
Was it? Maybe for language. I don't know. Might have been hard. I don't know.
Cornholio.
Tremors is it.
The Beyond was rated PG-13. Everybody knows that. They shoot that little girl in the face. That's family entertainment.
Right. Yeah, Dirk. I did end up getting a copy. I bought one the next day. When is that sold out? By the way, Grindhouse releasing. I know it was really low last time I checked. It was like I think it was at 200 or something.
God, that's a good question. Is it sold out again?
Probably by now.
Let's see. Grindhouse releasing. I'm actually really surprised they did another run of that shit.
I am too, honestly. But I'm glad they did.
Well, they don't really tell you on here for some reason.
It was on there. Let me see.
56 are left right now.
Okay. Yeah. That's what
Damn.
Wow.
Well, Mark, to answer your question more so about PG-13,
Mm-hmm.
The Ring, that's Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
The Ring, the Gore Verbinski one, like the remake. Huh. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I can see that.
1408. The 1408 was a good one. John Cusack.
Yeah, I remember that. Saw
That's
that in the
weird
theater.
I figured that would be rated R for sure.
Just you think about it, I mean, it's just him in a room and there's not a whole lot of gore or anything.
Right.
There's like child death and shit in it though, which I thought might push it over. You missed it, Jackson Jack. That happened at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Mothman Prophecies. That's PG-13.
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't think about that one.
I do love the Mothman Prophecies.
We should do a commentary on that or something.
Yeah, that would be a good movie to do a commentary on.
Yeah.
I'd be down for it.
You know what's weird about that? I think the reason why I like that movie so much is because it's like an extended X-Files episode or something.
I can see that.
It's definitely got that vibe to it.
Better than the movie. I want to believe it was the better X-Files movie.
Yeah.
The one I broke, Mark was like, "No, don't break it." I'm like, "Yes, fuck that movie. Don't miss it, Mark."
I need to buy another copy. Send it to you.
I'll break that too.
No, you don't break gifts, remember?
Yeah, but I warn you now. So if you said that,
You're gonna break your own rule just to...
but because I'm warning you ahead of time. So
Oh,
now you
man.
know, and no one's half the battle. What is the next big horror film coming out?
Good question. Is it? I mean, how like Final Destination's coming out soon, right?
Yeah, that's in May.
Okay, so I
There's
guess
got to be
that's-
one before that. There's got to be one coming out in April.
That's what I was wondering.
I don't even know.
Look real quick.
any on the roads coming up for any of those? That's what I want to know.
This killer comment because it's true.
What's that?
A horror film's so dick right now. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if one like that comes along, we'll probably will do it. Like, I could see us doing one for Final Destination or something like that, or Saw. If Saw comes out with another one, I definitely want to see that.
You got. I know what you did last summer. You guys got to go see that.
I don't know about that one. That one just seems like I can't imagine that even being at a theater. To be honest,
It's coming.
It'll be in a theater because they want the stream money. They think it'll make that. Oh, you know what's in April, Mark? Until Dawn.
Oh shit! Okay.
And
what
then
is Until Dawn?
The
So
video game.
It's based on a video game. It's a horror film, though.
Yeah.
Your face says it all.
directed.
No,
Damn.
I think this
Surprised they
week.
still let them do that.
I think this week or so, or next, is both the Popeye and the Steamboat Willie stuff. And the Popeye
I can't wait.
Deb is watching. Popeye. I guess in June, 28 years later, and made into.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it'll be.
I know
on the
that you're
road for
looking forward to
Made in
that too.
2.0.
Yeah.
I look for a year on the road of Made in 2.0. I know you guys look forward to that.
I can't wait to talk about that movie. I hope it's killer. That'd be hilarious. I mean, I'm gonna go see this movie, Super Batman Nerd, but I don't really agree with them putting him in that movie in that kind of shape.
Yeah, and I don't know what I was thinking, like not expecting him to look the way that he did, but I guess I should have, given the state that he was in for the past couple of years.
Oh,
28 years later.
If it comes out in the theater and Audi's, you guys need to do it on the road for the Chris Duckman horror film, Shelby Oaks.
Oh, dude. It'll probably never come out anyway.
It says on August.
Can you imagine how bad that's going to be?
I don't want to.
Megan versus Abigail. Which one do you guys choose? I like to watch your faces.
If I gotta choose, I would choose Abigail.
Same.
This is what I was talking about earlier too. Like when Rob Zombie wheeled out Sid Haig's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they think that's like a tribute, but like it just is a bad idea.
Do you think it's more of them wanting to do it for money, like for their family and stuff? Like, do you think maybe that would be the case? Like Tony Todd's like, yeah, I'll do this just to have some money for my family.
I mean, that's probably part of it, but also I think it's just like, this is your send off, kind of like one of those things where,
yeah.
But like, dude, that's not how I want to remember somebody. Like, and that's what you get when you watch those movies. It's the last image you have of that person. It's been, and it's not what I want to do.
I agree.
All right, bulls. So we're 2.5 hours in. I will go ahead and call this for tonight, though. Awesome time in the chat. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Like this video, comment on this video, subscribe, do whatever the other hell that you're supposed to do. As for us, I'm trying to think of like what we got coming up. I know it ain't a whole hell of a lot right now. Look at my life. What do we have coming up? That goddamn Scream Factory Season 8 video is coming out sometime in April, but I don't know when yet. We still got to figure that out. That will be a massive one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
then,
it new Dip is watching?
shit, we just did one of those, but I don't know when he's got that coming up. I think he just released that the other day. So yeah, I'm not sure. Other than those two things, Matt, what do you got going on?
On my channel, thanks to people out there just fulfilling more requests, including finishing up the video game The Suffering on PlayStation 2. Finished it, really enjoyed it. It's a game where Stan Winston Studios did the design of the creatures. Never played it before, but a very satisfying game. Also, more reviews to come, including Play Misty for Me, a Clint Eastwood film. Pretty good one. The Roommate, I'm sure you all remember that movie from 2011. The Roommate. Mark's face.
Yeah.
You remember it?
Yeah. I love Play Misty for Me, but
Yeah.
fuck that other movie though.
And more ranty about Aquafina, because Kung Fu Panda 4 was a request, and she fucking sucks. I don't want to tell her Aquafina ruins all, because she ruins everything she's in. She's terrible. Awful fucking actress, not funny. Annoying voice. She just fucking sucks. She sucks. She just sucks. But anyway.
I would agree
How about you,
with that.
Mark?
Doing a review, well, not a review, but covering a release that I got sent. That's like the only thing that I have coming up, just that one video. It's for a company called ESC. And I did get a bunch of stuff in recently, but I don't know where to even start on that, what I want to cover. So I don't know. Stay tuned to the channel. We'll see what happens. Oh, I guess I could plug Eurocrypt.
Oh yeah,
This Sunday, Eurocrypt, DEADPIT. Make sure you guys tune in.
Dirk's doing all kinds of wild and fun shit over there with Darren.
That's right.
Very cool.
Yeah. So until next time, always remember, everybody dies. Friday night lives. See y'all.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to click.
You haven't been liking them, you haven't been subscribing to them, you haven't clicked the bell or notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're going to love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decades.
Weird what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on there now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. Help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So DeadPit on Patreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least